Good afternoon, good evening, and good morning. Welcome, welcome, welcome. My name is David Bakau. I'm coming to you live from Wewak in Papua New Guinea. This is our Papua New Guinea ONPASSIVE webinar, and we would like to share this interesting topic with us this afternoon or evening or morning, wherever you are. We have our OTech pros, our technical guys that always join us and help us to break down the technical part of technology, internet to us so that we can understand what sort of business we are involved with in ONPASSIVE. I would like to thank our LC members who are present here. Lynn Nakamoto, I have Mati Digamo. We send our well wishes to him. He's not feeling too well, so we just want to wish him well and may he recover. And we know, Mati, you take that well-deserved rest, please. Don't overwork yourself. Thank you. And thank you, our OTech Pro team. We have Collins Mana, we have Bob Takusi, Oliver Fonte, and Vincent Ete. Thank you guys for joining us. And I'd like to just welcome all our Papua New Guineans, wherever you are across the country, from the highlands to the southern region, to the Momase region, and to the New Guinea Islands region. Welcome, welcome, welcome. All right. And display Emi meeting blo yumi, webinar blo yumi got a nice topic long yumi talk long all technical team blo yumi long now abinun, all by stop on tem yumi. Na all by explaining this la talk on passive AI and what it means. AI mosem artificial intelligence long talk yumi talk lo talk pisin yumi talk machine I walk long all man. Artificial intelligence and machine I walk all man now. So me like you stop now you harem good now you can understand him or look savel or one kind business me to plus stop involved one time. So display meeting blo yumi you got some question ibian lo display by got all time blo yumi lo asking question and me like him you ask him plenty question and very interesting topic now by yumi stop long him. So me lusim olsem na me by salim go back and long moderator blo yumi Lin Nakamoto and so I make him good pla walk and stop on time me all the time now you must put him on plahan na talk how much long him. Thank you, Lynn, for being with us all the time and helping us with our PNG webinar. Back to you, Lynn. Go ahead.
Thank you, David, our honorable host. Appreciate you so much. Now we're going to begin with our topic, and our topic again is AI, what it means for you. So we're going to begin with Collins Mana. He can take the floor now. Go ahead, Collins.
Thank you, Lynn. Thank you, everyone, again. We are grateful and blessed to be here. So the topic, as we said, Lynn, you just said, is on passive AI, what it means for you. I know we've been talking about this topic, you know, and a lot of different people have their own definitions of AI, and they look at AI in different way, shape, or form. But now we're giving now the true definition of AI and how AI works. I'll give a little bit of simple example, not going into technical details, but just to give simple what we mean by AI. We are using AI in our daily lives. A lot of things we're doing, but most of us don't know AI is embedded in every machine we use. Most of the machines we use, AI, a fraction of AI is there. But we're talking about ONPASSIVE, which have utilized AI from scratch. Now, what is this AI? We'll be talking about AI. What is AI? So AI is the simulation of human intelligence process by machine, you know, especially computer. So it is a simulation. So you simulate the intelligence of humans. So you're trying to simulate machine to behave like humans. whatever you do is simulate it. There are products that we have used where you can simulate it to give you 1 billion clicks. You know, so you click on it, what we do is you can click once, say, okay, I go to my keyboard. When I click the function F, I want machine to perform that click 1 billion times in 1 second. So somebody will look at it and say, oh, 1 billion users have just come to that site and they click once the same time. We call that performance testing. When you want to check volume to make sure your computer cannot crash. Sometimes we talk about how our software is sophisticated, like ONPASSIVE side is sophisticated. All those alpha testing, we always talk about, don't worry, you guys do the beta testing, they've done alpha testing. So you can simulate machine to give you 1 billion or 2 billion clicks or 1 trillion clicks. The moment you hit your keyboard, first time was we used to do this particular check manually. It is so tedious because one, you cannot even do it 1 second, because the moment you want to do it, you said, okay, let me try to behave like, okay, I'll click once. How many times can I click this? So I can click it exactly 1 second. So it will behave like human beings clicking at the same time, because that's what we'll be doing in normal life. When we go, especially when ONPASSIVE will launch to the world, right? A lot of people will be hitting the keyboard at the same time, but you will never know, because everybody in this, most people will be going into ONPASSIVE side, say 1 billion or say 100 million people coming there trying to access. Sometimes people click it at the same time, because maybe I'm clicking from here, United Kingdom, somebody is hitting that same, is hitting his own keyboard the same time like me, the same second, precision, but you don't even know that this is what is happening, and the system is not even blinking. Ask yourself, how do they calculate this and make sure the machine and computer can handle that volume of people? And it's because they've done something called performance, clicking at the keyboard 1 time and ask the machine to simulate it to 1 billion clicks at the same time, the same second, precision. That's where AI come into play. You know, AI come into play to make sure we can do this thing, make machine to behave like human. And that's why they say it is a simulation of humans' intelligent processes by machine, especially computer. You simulate it to behave like that. Now, what are the areas that AI comes into play? How do you develop it? So they've developed computer system to be able to perform tasks that are usually performed manually by humans. Some of the tasks are what? Visual perception. You can make machine to see things, visualize things, have emotional feelings, machine can behave. So you can be talking at one end, you don't know machine is talking to you. But people think like, wow, this is somebody, but it is machine. They call it the IVR system. Sometimes you pick your machine, click a button, the machine tell you, press 1 for this, press 2 for this. Where do you go? Navigate you through the system. Sometimes people think it is human. No, it is machine. Until the machine cannot answer your question, then the machine will push it to a live person. This is Sonar coming into play. We're talking about our product Sonar coming into play. Machine interacting with you with feelings and emotions and everything. Now, we are talking about speech recognition. Machine, you have speech to text, voice to text, text to voice. That is still artificial intelligence in play. Machine can recognize your voice and speak to you. Recognize it. No, this is John Barilla speaking. I will respond to John Barilla. I will respond to Lynn Nakamoto. Machine can recognize it. This is something that you just simulated human intelligence, bringing human intelligence down to machine, so that most of those repetitive tasks we can shift away and do what we know we can do. No, machine cannot take everything, but there are things that we can give it to machine because it's repetitive. We are tired, because remember, when you get up, they give you a 9-hour job. Your first 2 hours, you'll be active. You'll be so effective and efficient. I'll give it 2 hours, the energy level will drop. And that is when errors start to kick in. Your brain cannot take it anymore. Whatever job you are doing, 2 hours, you are done. You need to take a break. And even after you take that break, come back, you cannot be effective and efficient like when you started. That is where artificial intelligence is coming in to give us that breathing space to do some of those repetitive things that we can easily get fatigued. Machine will take over. Now we're talking about decision making. Can you believe that machine can make decision? Machine can look at sales and say, no, don't buy here, go here. This is the place you can find your customer. We have it in O-Tracker. Heat map, that is decision making. Machine look at it and scan everywhere. Say, you know what? If you go here, you will waste your time and money and your effort. Put it this way, that is where you attract a lot of people. Machine makes decision, precise decision for you. That is what it was designed for. We're talking about O-Tracker. No, we're talking about the translation between languages. Where do we have it in our product? That is artificial intelligence. We're talking about O-Connect. We're talking about what? Academy. We're talking about the translation. We have language translation, Academy and O-Connect, multi-language translation. That is artificial intelligence coming. We are talking about distraction detection. Again, recognition of people disturbing, and they can tell you, oh, you are not paying attention. So we have everything in ONPASSIVE. They have utilized it and utilized it. And that is artificial intelligence. Sometimes people mistake cookies for artificial intelligence. You know, sometimes when you go, you have this thing coming onto your screen because you click on certain site, people mistake it. No, that is cookies. Sometimes people mistake when they go into their back office, they log into their site, onto the system. And so, oh, artificial intelligence is seeing me. No, that is not artificial. Yes, our database is embedded with artificial intelligence to give that robust and that error. But the moment you get into our database, the system, there is a table in the database called log table that sees you. Every information you go in, it just monitor you. Not like it's monitor you, but what you do, it is recorded. So, for instance, if Mr. Anwar used to tell us, sometimes people don't know how, when they said you are not going to your back office, you say you cannot lie because the log table is there recording every second that you come in. The moment you log in, you get access to the system. Remember, if you've not created any account, you cannot go into the back office. The moment you create an account and pay, now that details is in the back office. When you log in, right, with your username and password, bam, the machine knows that you are in. Mr. David Bakau is in. Now the system is looking at you. You click here, they know that you click here at this second, at this minute, at this hour, at this time. It records everything. You go to O-Mail, you go to O-Dex and this. And at the end of the day, Mr. Ashmufra and the team can sit and pull a report to say, we want to know those who log on Sunday to our back office. And they can see 500 people log in. Mr. David Bakau is there. This is there. You cannot hide. But that is locked table within the database, because any system without a database structure, the system is dead. You need it, because that is where all our records are embedded in. So, but what is there behind? The database is robust because it is driven by artificial intelligence. It is so fast. It is everything that they've done within the database structure is embedded with artificial intelligence. So it makes the system to be quicker, to be faster, everything. But when you log in, it is not artificial intelligence seeing you. It is the database, that the log table, where every information that capture everything that you are doing within the system. The log table capture everything. So I just want to clarify that, make the difference between artificial intelligence and other things. So is it a good thing? It is perfect. We love artificial intelligence because it will make our life easy. It is not there to harm you, but it is there to make you secure, take you out of repetitive jobs, give you that ability where you can do something different, and it will create jobs more and more in areas that people can say, yeah, I can sit now and relax and let machine do it for me. You know, and I remember Timbra Oliver said that in United Kingdom, there will be millions of jobs created by artificial intelligence, which is true. You know, computer is taking a lot in United Kingdom, and it's creating a lot of avenue. There is shortage of IT jobs because they're looking for people, because it is coming. And this is an area that we will never, ever reject. I always said in most webinar, I said, if you don't go according to computer will leave you behind. Whether we like it or not, it is here to stay. This is the era of technology. None of us can reject it because there is nothing you can do now without jumping into the side, into a computer system to do. Be it your mobile phone, be it what. Some of them, they are embedded with artificial intelligence. So I will leave it there and I'll give it back to Sister Lynn to take it. Thank you.
Thank you, Collins Mana. Very good and succinct presentation. We'll be discussing more about this as the participants ask questions. So keep your questions and comments in mind as we have now Oliver Vontae speak to us.
Hey, PNG. Good afternoon there. It's good morning or good evening. I don't know, but just good day. How you doing? I want to thank all the participants here today, the founders who are here today. I want to say thank you for being here with us. The PNG, I want to say good job for listening. John Barrera, thank you, and the others for being there, you know, checking the YouTube channels for the bad guys. And also I'll thank Lynn. We will not stop thanking you for the good job you're doing. David Bakau, we say thank you for receiving us also here. Yeah, my name is Oliver Fonte. I am your friend from Baltimore, Maryland, the United States. Artificial intelligence, AI, our topic. Connie just gave it the definition. And this is why we PNG, we come to tell you ONPASSIVE is an IT technology company with distinction, the best and the best. And with AI has come to make jobs or to ease up things for us. As ONPASSIVE, as a technology company that is with AI embedded into it from scratch. And this is the ability for machines to learn and act intelligently, means they can make decisions, carry on tasks, and perform future outcomes from what they learn from data. Remember that we humans, we feed the machines with those data. That's the work of data scientists. When you see Mr. Ash Bufara, I don't know how many data scientists are now in Hyderabad. He was looking for data scientists. This is their job because they can take scrambled data, make them, you know, and the more we feed the machines with those data, they perfect themselves. And there's efficiency also. Like our sonar and OChat, they behave like humans also. They have that human emotions that they feel also, you know. We have some types of AI. I will talk about reactive AI. This is the program that learns about the past and the future based on input it receives. It also filters spams, like our own mail. Remember, we keep talking about our own mail. That is reactive AI because it comes with that spams ability. That is why we don't, our omail.ai, you will not see that spam folder. That is part of the security that we are talking that AI is coming with. We also have limited memory AI. It uses past data to improve later use for today. It automates and trains. AI use past data to make prediction in the future. It has the ability to read its environment, use its historic data to make decisions. Like sonar, based on the information that they'll feed to sonar, when you come to sonar, like Tony said yesterday in Friday Night Live, you cannot go to sonar, you go and ask a different question about weather. No, it should be a question that is based on that product. And the more question we ask sonar, the tech the text in Hyderabad, they will use it now to perfect the system. So if somebody also comes and asks that same question, the machine will give the rightful response. We also have theory to mind AI, artificial intelligence. It has the capability to understand emotions and replicate them, such like humans. Our sonar, or traffic, or chart. Or traffic uses that theory to mind AI. Because with that old traffic and our old tracker heat map, it also helps now to make decisions. How? Because we can be in a location, or a customer can come and be in a location. Let's say Mercedes, you want to buy a Mercedes car. They will narrow you down to close to your location, that there's a Mercedes shop in this area. You can go to this area. They can also scan that your area. You want to buy a Nike shoe. AI can help you to narrow down and give you the best price for you to go. If you also own a shop, AI can also narrow you down to say, okay, this is the price that is there, bring down your price to this level, and everybody will come to you to come and buy. That is artificial intelligence at work. That is artificial intelligence at work. So AI is there to easy up our life and also help us to make good decisions. Let's come now to security, what AI is going to help us, how it's going to work with us in security. AI has the event prediction. The event prediction can easily predict a future and present attacks. Even the bad guys that are in-house will not be even able to. But the way I've seen Mr. Ash Bufara told us one time, that I think either earlier this year or last year, that nobody in that office knows what another person is doing, which is perfect. So they grant you permission based on your task that you are doing. Based on your task. So you cannot know what the other person is doing. So you cannot even cause any damage. First, if you even want to try, they will track you. So AI is, in fact, is another defense. We have multiple firewalls all over the world in different regions. AI is also part of it. Automation dictation action. When detect any attack, it will lock out and prevent user. It will shut down. The system will shut down if they predict that any attack is coming or a threat is coming. The system will automatically, AI will automatically shut down that system. And our tech guys will come and see what is going on before they open it. It also has real-time monitoring and alert. It monitors the system 24/7, 360 days around the clock. Nothing can happen. There will be no vulnerability. There will be vulnerability, but there will be not, the risk will be limited. In security, we don't give 100%, but at least the risk will be limited to a certain amount, to a certain level. Because, and then not only that, it will be monitoring the system. It will be monitoring the system. It also has that robust data controls. You know, that data lock happens. There are a lot of data leakage. A lot of data leakage. Somebody can come and do something and forget that the server that he or she is working on. So that's when that robust data control comes in now. So in security, AI in security is one of the best of the best. And this is what our CEO has used it in all the future. That's why he also said that, like in O Connect, he's stuck in the cool. They want to add their fine tuning. Now he went to add more disruptive features in it because AI has a lot. It has a lot. Let me also talk about some advantages of AI. It avoids human error. Like Colin just said, as we human beings will come to work, we work 4, 5, 6 hours, you're tired. You are no more productive. Your input that you do a day will not be that much after 5, 6 hours. But with machine, it continues. And the error, it avoids the error, and it also do what? Productivity, efficiency, It saves time. It saves time. Colin just talk about manual work. It saves time. Machine now save time. A job that they said 2, 3, 4 people can do, that the company was paying 3, 4 people to do. Now only one person can do that job. Put more money into the pocket. I know a lot of us will say that it's going to take away jobs. Yes, but it will create more jobs also, because now everybody or most people want to go and learn how to work with AI. Data scientists. It will create more jobs. Like in UK, PwC, Pricewaterhouse came out with the statistics. They will create about 7 point something million jobs in the UK. They not talk about the United States. It reduces repetitive tasks, and it also can also do, it will repeat things over and over. And more jobs will be done in lesser time also. Productivity will increase, CEOs will be happy. So PNG, I want to tell you that as an IT technology, ONPASSIVE as an IT technology company with AI embedded into it, the automation that is in, and the integration, we are in a better place. Lynn, take it from there. Thank you.
Thank you, Collins. Let me see if David is in the house. There he is. Are you able to speak, David? You're muted. I mean, you're not muted, but there's no volume. We don't have any audio on.
Hi, Lynn.
Hi.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I think you're gonna have to turn your video off. The connection is really weak.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes, yes, we can.
All right. Thank you. I'll just briefly summarize what Collins and Oliver have explained in terms of AI and what it does. I'll translate that into Pidgin. Okay, Yumi online long Papua New Guinea. Thank you. I'm Yupla Harem Collins Mana. Emi Tok long time. Na Oliver Fonte. I'm coming Tupla I crime long. Help him Yumi lo look sawe long one something this la Yumi call him AI or artificial intelligence long English, talk English. Okay, long side blow Yumi long look sawe lo Pidgin em Yumi toko sem machine emi start long kisim ting one kind of sem all man na make him walk long all man. All right, machine inona long make him walk nothing. Machine and one kind of some legally picking in it. Now you saw a baby, you come up in baby. You must feed him long talk, line him lo walk him something, and by look him now, and by behind him, and by sawe lo walk him. All right, artificial intelligence and one kind. And all engineers lo you now all start long feed him one time information, you talk data. And you collect him information, feed him igon side. You got this la all data centers where Bosman one time all engineer only building finish. You may talk all data centers and plus long store him information. Na artificial intelligence, me pick him this all information. Na start long walk him. All right, Collins mana me been talk osem. Time me walking one pla action osem me come na me click long computer. Blomi lo here. Machine ya kisim ken na mi copy him na can make him. Osem by you look him osem close to osem 1 billion man Mary. Only walk him same something. All right, Martin machine me repeat him this like action blomi ya copy him na walk him this like same action. By you think osem close to osem 1 billion man Mary walk him. Tasol machine walk him. Only repeat him this la action blow you me because machine me study him how me working na em kirap em kopim na em working this la something. So imi talk lo English emi talk simulate. O sem lo talk pisin emi talk behind him or kopim. By imi clear long em. So em this la now imi start lo this la age lo technology where machine emi start long. Only working machine emi start long helping man long working work. So time you na me o sem Collins emi toka yumi got to sem yumi say got 2 hours and most productive hour blo yumi ya. But yumi alert na yumi work. Na time yumi go abrusim mark blo 2 hours na was energy level blo yumi o. Yumi start lo feeling tired. Na
Okay. There's a heavy rain where David is at. So he said to be understanding if his network is too weak. So evidently this is what we're seeing right now. I'm trying to get you're cutting in and out, David. Let me try to get Moses here. He's having trouble too. He's been trying and trying to come in to the panel, but the network is really weak. So in the meantime, Elizabeth, you seem to have a pretty stable connection. Would you mind like paraphrasing what you heard? Just try your best, if you wouldn't mind. You'll need to unmute.
Okay, I'll just do a paraphrase on it.
Thank you.
Orlando PNG, plant is something where now the talk longen. Behind lo, webinar blow you me by me consider deep na imi look plant is something where only oklo talk long stop here. But suppose you harem go talk lo tupla mania save man lo IT, only time the schooling me pla lo save also AI. And this is something I stop inside, and by stop inside all the products blow you me. So you harem good by you ban him and by I also. This plus AI and by helping you me lo make him work and by go easy. I think now we are Jimmy Sabe looking up, plenty blow you me stop lo mobile banking or SMS banking or kind something or sema. Collins and been talk now to all same plenty long all machine now yeah. And this plus AI and stop inside long him. Also, no time you like use him or something, and by hurry up, so you know when him haplo, but when him something by you make him. Okay, 1 plus something and toggle same. Suppose you're starting 1 plus 1 plus 2. Now you like him customers become lo store blow you. When something also have a make him also feed him also give him or talk you call machine. Machine yeah, you know, I mean a work nothing. Machine all man is have a put him or talk along him. Na the salt talk is I will come out Ken. Na by you miss ko na you miss click him all products na you miss kiss him. 1 plus have talk to him toggle send. Suppose machine me go na me pili mo sem arre blong him na emino na make him sample mo talk. And by still and by go yet and by go ahead yet to go in up and by putting you call 1 plus man and by talk long you. And that's how I think you miss I hare mo product you me lo or chat. Where Sania or Sonia or just la neki misabe harem misabe am sa kamin am sa tok. Okay, em now se me masin em kisim you call man through no em ba tok and ba straight him think blue you lo him something you like him. So em all something where calling them tok ya em to all sem masin em ba help him you me lo make him or walk you go easy straight lo you me. 1 plus something too or say you can tram lo sabe lo inside lo ask through blow when there was something will come up inside it's a technical so sophisticated or talk or make him big plus something you make him sabe and you sabe also yes AI and stuff inside long products blow you me na emi integrate and also emi start 1 plus product you time you go click him or connect and by coming one the narpla product can to work boom 1 time or stuff you go you click him. You got narpla product too, and by stop helping work on them this product. Now this time work where AI or artificial intelligence and working. So also na milak talk also you milak can worry too much though. Sabe lo plant something where liggy something him stop inside. Big plus something in sabe also. You got this look and something and stop na and making work lo you mean easy. And plant your school or look you give me yeah. I think all through the week or talk come and you stop also. Sabe also this la machine number talk lo you me. Man me feed him information. You mean man yet talk inside lo machine now or technical line now long India lo it is work stuff. Again by me harem or something but come out all machine. I think that's all I have to say, Lynn. I come back to you.
Thank you so much, Elizabeth. I see that we have, I was able to bring Emin and Moses to the panel. So if you don't mind being ready to interpret, because David is really having a weak internet. So if you don't mind, Emin and Moses, be ready for when I call you to interpret. So kind of take notes if you need to. Thank you very much. All right, so now we have had our 2 presentations. Thank you everybody for just pinch hitting and helping. You know, internet is weak in PNG, so we do what we can, make the best of everything, right, Elizabeth?
Yes.
Things are gonna get better soon.
Thank you.
And we just hang in there and we will still do this webinar no matter what.
Thank you. Thank you for your understanding, everybody.
Thank you. All right, so let's see. Moses, you wanna interpret what I just said? Let's take turns here. Moses, you wanna try? You just have to unmute yourself. Uh-oh, I hear crackling sounds. Is that a good sign? All right, it's okay, Moses. I can tell your network is.
I'll come in.
Okay, thank you. Go ahead, Elizabeth.
I'll come in.
Thank you.
Okay. Lin not solo mito kosem ta solo mito kosem. Open you gini no can worry too much lo all can heavy in your clock isim lo internet na especially internet na power in your clock looking. And to kosem establish it as all you got time by me come good to this country. That's all in. That's what you said. So I'm
Thank you.
Okay.
I keep forgetting to pause to interpret, so I'm trying to be better at it. All right, so now we are opening up to the floor for comments and questions from who? Everybody knows, from the PNG folks. So they get the opportunity to ask questions and make comments because this webinar is specifically for them. So our international community, bear with us as we know we are learning as we listen, but we won't be able to actually raise our hands and speak, all righty, for your understanding. So at this time, we want to open it up for comments and questions. You can raise your hands and we'll call on you. PNG folks. This is why we have it, you guys. It's for you.
Lynn, can I make a
I guess somebody has to interpret
comment?
that. Yeah, thank you, David.
Aram Papua New Guinea, this like meeting below you, so please, if I must ask him question, no can sit down. You mean like Sawela want something artificial intelligence, and now I'm chance. I'm good plat topic you stop long now line by stop now helping me. Okay, Lynn, I want to make a comment, and if Oliver and Vincent can, Collins can elaborate on it. Artificial intelligence in our situation is probably like a small child that is just born, and we have to train it or feed information. And as it grows, it begins to pick up and learn. So can you elaborate on that and explain more on that?
You want to interpret your question first? Go ahead, David.
Me ask him, Osem, artificial intelligence and machine one kind of sem liklik pikinini na tosol mama karem na start long grow. Now you me start long mama maslani mem lo tok place so this lakan you me tok na by start lo arem na by linim na bianim na time go kisim now yet by make him something lo like blangam. So mosem na me like ask him Collins na Oliver long try long explain him. Awesome artificial intelligence mosem or not. Thank you. Back to you, Lynn. And if Collins or Oliver can
All right.
come in on that.
Let me come in. I think Oliver will add something. If I miss anything, Oliver will feel it. So, yeah, as you rightly said, David, it is like a child. So you have to train the child to grow up. What does this really mean? It means if you have, for instance, I want to give in a layman way, you can have a computer, right? You go, you buy a laptop, but if there's no program in that laptop, the laptop is useless. So you cannot use it because there's no program, there's no Windows, so it's just useless. So now when they said it, artificial intelligence is like a child, you have to train. Artificial intelligence is a program, is code, is data. So when you build something, for instance, let's take, for instance, our Sonar, our chatbot, which is Sonar. We all go there and we ask questions, as Oliver said. We ask questions. If there are questions, the questions is okay, something that we know when they build it initially, they will put some little program based on what Mr. Ashford have told them that, okay, we want just put what is ONPASSIVE, put in code what is OMail, all of those products. Now we are the one to feed Sonar with information. That's why they say we should go there and ask questions. But if you go and ask about weather, Sonar was not designed to tell you what is the weather, what is the type of food you eat. It was designed to answer questions within our products, the product base. For instance, old network, old chat himself, you know, old decks, all of those. How can I use old decks? Where do I find my wallet? What are the balance? So when we start to ask that question, what happened? These guys, the data scientists sitting in Hyderabad, they'll be collecting that information, coding it, writing it, making Sonar to be more perfect, robust, to answer the questions. So in the long run now, Sonar will become more perfect like human because we are the one giving that questions to Sonar. Asking, remember what 5.5 billion people will be coming using this product. And when they come, they search for something, the chatbot will be there. Ask the questions, and if they don't recognize it, sometimes they build the software to say, if you don't get the question, ask it 3 times. The system can tell you, please, can you repeat it again? Please, can you repeat it again? You ask, please, can you repeat it again? Then it will tell you the 3rd time, I will transfer you now to somebody. It means the question has not been coded. Or maybe you speak, you ask, and then Sonar didn't understand it. And then a live person will come. Sometimes a company can say, ask 3 times. Sometimes a company can say, ask 4 times. Like we do a little bit of artificial intelligence in our company. We said, ask 3 times. We can tell the system, just ask 3 times, go around the loop, and then send the person to a live person. Now that question that you've asked, these data scientists now will go and code it. So for instance, if David asks a question, it's not there, they will code it. And then when Elizabeth come and ask that same question, remember people will be asking, then the system now, because the answer is there, the system will tell you, oh yes, you can go to your wallet through here, and this is what will happen because they have perfected. That's the perfection. So it starts from nothing. We start to feed information, then grow, become more sophisticated. Remember, 1 billion people will be asking different type of questions, different type of scenario, and those guys will be coding it, add it, feed it with Sonar. And that's the answer. Brother Oliver, if you have something to add, you can chip in.
No, thank you, Collins. You nailed it, and I think you said it all. I think we can move to the next person. Yaline, unmute.
Okay, thanks. Thank you very much. We go now to Arno Lakamanga. Go ahead and unmute yourself.
Lynn, do you want them to translate? David didn't translate the answer.
Oh, thank you for the reminder. Okay, we've got William in the house. William Tondapan, would you like to interpret? Did you catch it first of all? If not, it's okay. Maybe he wasn't there. Or we can also have.
Okay, can I take it?
Okay, sure. Go ahead. Thank you. Go ahead, Elizabeth.
Okay, thank you, Willie. You will talk, where you go. You talk.
I just came with the back end of
okay.
Colin's response. Yeah.
Okay. Lynn, I will take it.
Okay, thank you very much. Go ahead.
Okay. Or you play harap finish one something David Divin talk one plus team. AI one someone play me play Bakau plan me play look at him and back a big plan or when him can something said by this like AI yeah. So Collins want them Collins me harem tok wasem tok belum masinnya man by masinnya all by feeding mem long information. Now that's like information yeah and come out clicking all application below you all products below you you may click him now. That's like masin and by pick him up like AI yeah and by pick him up now that's like one click you may one time doesn't push him hand icon touch him this application masinnya AI and by up na and by making this talk or this walk where you find him long in there plan this straight na ako plan di hap so when somebody Collins and talk to strong long in him talk masin emi money sabe feeding him lo talk na sa talk and answer time is na suppose you go click him na you click him na something where or talk where all in the been in a concert lo sin and by only talking you okay you ask him one per time can you go number 2 time you ask him suppose you know that okay you not try number 3 time you try number 3 time I suppose you know nothing this la talk or answer blood this la back him blood this la ask him long in okay mas and back him you go number give you call a man through now and but talk and this la Sonia yeah and but talk number talk sabe you lo when is something where you like him long in that's what or the talk calling him talk. So we believe for something, you know, and baby by me look at him, I think I'm massing them stuff, I'm all money feeding him long. Give him kaika long all talk all sabe long all put it on site now. Okay, all this and back I'm console machine and plus I'm gonna kiss him long any. Thank you. Okay, Lynn, back to you.
Thank you, Elizabeth. Now we go on to who's next? Arnold Nakamanga.
Yeah, Arnold.
Thank you, Lynn.
Good to have you here.
Thank you. Yes, I am here. Thank you. I have a question first before maybe I can make a comment. Maybe not a question, maybe a request for our tech pros to maybe speak to us in a more structured way about AI, telling us more about the advantages and disadvantages of AI. They may have said, you know, in the speech earlier, but could they maybe rephrase some things to show that, okay, these are the good points about AI and these are the bad points about AI. That make us understand what AI is more clearly.
Could you also say it in your language? And then we'll have Collins and Oliver answer.
No worries. Me ask him if Colin Oliver can come back na ostem story long plalo AI long protocol long one side AI and good plalo mi plan na one I mean no good lo AI no good lo mi plan ostem good plan na no good lo AI. Back to you.
Back to Collins or Oliver.
Let me start, then maybe Collins will come in. I talk about the advantages or at the end of my talking. It's save one good advantage that is save time. It save time. You know, at work, humans can use 8 hours a day, but they'll be productive for 5-6 hours. And if they work 8 hours or 10 hours, they are finished. But with the help of artificial intelligence, AI is going to save time, and there'll be productivity in that company. Security also, it's more secure. We talk about our mail that come, because AI also comes is spams free. That in our omail.ai, we are not going to have the spams folder. That's one big advantage also on that. Then come also, it reduces the repetitive task. You know, when you talk about the repetitive task, if you go to like in industries or also with our products, it reduces that repetitive tasks that people were doing. Now AI now plugs in. It also help in shopping. I just explained how in O-Tracker we can use O-Tracker, and also in traffic with the AI. It also, like I said, it filters spams. It learns more about the past and the future based on the data that we feed in. Collins has explained this one again and again. The more data we feed into the machines, and it also reflects the past. It collects the past and the future data. Also, with the future data is the one that we put in. Like we ask them questions. We ask questions that question is not on that particular machine or the product that you're asking that question about. It will take in, like Connie said, you will say first, second, fourth time. If they cannot answer that question, they'll send it to a live person to answer that question. And then they text them now. We take that question, code it, and send out there so that if anybody that comes in now can also answer that question. Sona or whatever in any other company we can that has AI that has been designed will answer. AI will answer that questions, those questions. That now they will not hire a lot of customer service people to do that job. The AI will be the one that doing the job. Like Sona for ONPASSIVE is doing the job for us. If any customer comes to buy Sona, I think we've got Sona now for about how many months? I think more than a year. Sona now has been perfected. So if they come to buy Sona, they'll design it and design it on that company's demand with all those questions that is there. AI will be the one doing the job. But the most important thing is going to save time. It's going to the security is going to be good. It's going to avoid human error also. Maybe Collins, you can come in.
I think you've already said it. So Abraham was talking about the downside of AI. So what is the good? You've talked about the good.
Colin, if you could hold on, let me just say in Pidgin what
all right.
Our brother has stated. Just to make it easier for us to, to explain to our Papua New Guineans. Question from me ask him long, good plan, no good plan, AI. Colin pin talk sama. Or good problem and by making work by easy and saving time on working work. AI by working work and by same time. Some of the time and maybe all months of working work and so I go over. It's taking big time, but AI by come inside and when working is like work. All months of working time, AI can shorten time to working slow work, or even some work where all months are working also less. AI by none less, AI by still working. Now time is like and work come up because you certain time below working work now money less, but AI comes and then make it work now machine in the less the work, but you increase in productivity and good problem now low security belong system security the product and AI come inside and look at them security and more something more secure. And also talk long something where all months are making same something you working over and over. Now no plan time by working mistake, then you working same something over and over, or you by less low working, but the machine is making. By only not tight low working same something. Now by only not making mistake, something by it goes straight. What else was I've been using example from Sona. And I think Elizabeth been talked of finish example calling been before now can I mention the same example also Sona long on passive where you put in more questions to go on as one can answer and Sona it been fishing he building long all previous person answer and fishing and by answering you know that and by simple question you go and by putting go long all man way all can answer him slot question. This perhaps I think I've been mentioning I've sort of been translating things. Okay, back to you, Lynn. Now maybe you can talk about the bad sides of it, if there are any.
Yeah, I will just talk about some, which is good, you know. So the downsides of AI, so the bad side we'll think about. It is it is costly to build it. It's a lot of money because to hire data scientists, they are not cheap. So that's one of the bad side that not many company can do it because the positive side is more beneficial than the bad side. But the bad side is because it's really expensive to hire some of those engineers who can really sit there and build it using build artificial intelligence. It's really highly costly, and there are not many people on this planet Earth. And then the second one is they always talk about no creativity. The truth is artificial intelligence cannot think outside the box. You must give him information. So we, like humans, we can think out of the box. We can take other decisions like said, okay, somebody asks this, I can think out of the box, but machine doesn't think out of the box. The third one is emotionless. It doesn't have emotion. That's the bad side. Like human being, they have emotions. But sometimes, like Ms. Angela said, artificial intelligence don't give you A is A, B is B, C is C. That is the thing. It just give you what you want. It doesn't cheat. It doesn't tell lies. It doesn't have that soft spot like, oh, let me feel for you. No, So what they give it, the input, that's the output you get. The third one is it makes human beings to be lazy because machine is taking that part. Now we become lazy because we are relying on artificial intelligence. So you can go on, but it is different way because it takes repetitive. But now what is happening now? We are relying now on machine to do a lot of stuff for us, and you can go on and on. They are just our human side, but again, it's good side to give us that productivity.
Thank you. Let me explain it in Pidgin. Not plenty of bedside long AI, but I've been talking simple something also. I mean, very expensive, very costly building or something. Or some the team on passive building, on passive and because I'm got funds to work in slow work. Plenty of companies will find them hard to work in because of the cost. Makes sense it must. Not plus something I'm talking about was AI and one something or machines and one something or humans are only putting the concept and out in from the machine or machine can work. I made by in and up in machine or man. As I'm talking about outside the box and then other thing is something outside and I'm creating or I'm working on it. Or man by creating or man by thinking now all put it on side now machine by working. Not for something and I'm not got emotions, I'm not got feelings. You work on something, I'm not feeling sorry for you or by cross for you or no got I'm not feelings, I'm not emotions. I don't look as maybe I'm good not too now, no good to answer. Sometimes the side cross or sometimes the side feel sorry or man nothing, but I mustn't the bedside and give the talk. That was Dr. Kantos and because the rely on machine to machine, the humans become lazy again, become less man again. So those are some of the Amazon bedside long AI. Yeah, okay, thank you so much for entertaining my request. Just before I close on my end, may I just make a comment on how I see AI working for me on ONPASSIVE,
Sure, certainly.
if that's okay.
Yeah.
Me looking at AI emang lagu something, and me come help him live from it. I'll speak in pidgin and maybe then I'll summarize in English what I've just said.
That'll work.
And make him live lang easier na. People can enjoy him live. People got total freedom. So sometimes you got total freedom give by stuff how much life. Long ONPASSIVE me look sem. People in up walk. Or the walk and AI by walking. One people by got business one time ONPASSIVE. Each one of us people start inside long. People founder. Every founder, we have one business plan inside the ONPASSIVE. Now, plenty of times you got business, you must got work by pulling money come. But the ONPASSIVE, you don't work. But we lose thinking also. You got open money, is come to work from it. But bringing some money, you come to ONPASSIVE. Now, this is like workman from it and AI. It's like AI, all of artificial intelligence, all of and workman from it. This is mind by running business plan. If there was some owner of business to ONPASSIVE, if there's AI and workman from it, and go pulling more money come, and work in marketing work, pulling more money come to stop from it, only buy more something from it, and by bringing money come, all pay money, and making offer something or transactions, putting come, then emit by posting in it, plus stable ONPASSIVE and give him, stable not all founders, not all founders and give him. This is a workman and AI, but over the work from the so no one listening what's no money work to work. No, I got all money work to work for bringing some money come to what I actually said in pidgin was my observation of the business I am in ONPASSIVE. I have one business on ONPASSIVE. Many times maybe we forget that when we hear the phrase that everything will be done for you, we forget that there's actually someone doing the work for us in ONPASSIVE. And that person doing the work for me in my business is artificial intelligence. That is my employee. I'm the business owner, and artificial intelligence built by ONPASSIVE, which is within ONPASSIVE, is my employee. And that's the employee that will do all the work for me, that will make all the money for me. That is basically what I actually said in pidgin. Thank you.
Thank you for that contribution. Next, we go on to David Glama. You can unmute yourself. David Glama. Come on down.
Thank you, Lynn, and thank you, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Thank you. I think this is my second time to be on. I tried my very best to be on this on Sundays, but I missed opportunities. So thank you for being part of this session. I'm so grateful for this opportunity. I mean, the explanation that was given by the ProTech team is really good, and I really enjoyed it. And I'm beginning to understand all these things. I just want to talk, look, when you were explaining the last question that was asked and the explanation that was given by Oliver and also Collins, I think that was really good, because I think for Papua New Guineans, it's good for them. They really want to know the advantages and the disadvantages. And I think what was given now really clears the minds of, you know, a lot of our Papua New Guineans who struggle to understand a lot of things. And I think that was really good. And I am, for me, when I was looking at this and I thought, man, this is going to help where I work, I thought this is really good, because I work in I teach in a university, and I'm looking at a product like Academy, and I'm thinking, oh my God, this Academy is going to do a lot of wonders for this university. And I'm thinking that I'm going to make an appointment to see the president. see the Vice Chancellor and say, look, I've got something here, Vice Chancellor, we're going to use this one. And so I'm a lecturer here. So I'm really closely monitoring this academic thing and all the other products here. Because in this university, we use also a platform called Moodle. We use Moodle, teaching and learning platform, and we use it all the time. And so I see a lot of, I'm kind of, waiting for this academy to come on board. And so when it comes on board, and I want to learn as much as I can before I can actually go and sell it to the president. And I'm waiting for this opportunity. And so, and sometimes during COVID-19 time, we were asked to offer some of our courses full-time online. And I tell you, it was really tough time for us, but some of the students, when we gave them online exams, only God knows who was doing the exams for them. It could have been, someone else could have been writing the exams for the real person. Now, when I'm looking at this artificial intelligence, I'm thinking that the real person who is undertaking the course will log in to do the exam, and nobody else will log in to do the exam for somebody else who's remotely somewhere in a province or somewhere in the district. So I see this as a plus for the university. And looking at our public service in the country, I think this is really going to be really good for us, because I think all our Papua New Guineans will understand the biggest sickness that we have in this country, biggest problem that we have in our country is public service. They chew up 3/4 of our income, or more than half of the income of this country. And the productivity level, I can honestly tell you, it's not it's not up to that. People just turn up for, they turn up for work, or they just get paid. I'm just kind of thinking, if the government of the day, if the Prime Minister says, we are going to use this system, I can imagine the public servants, they better pull up the socks. I can see what is going to happen in here. And this is something really good. I'm so happy. And I think that there's a lot of disadvantages here, but possibly one of the disadvantages for Papua New Guineans, maybe they're looking at, oh, this machine is going to take away a lot of our jobs. We want to create more jobs for a lot of people who are coming out of the school system, and they need jobs. And they need things like that, and so the machine is going to take away all the jobs. And what are we going to do with all those, students that we are producing, or at the universities or colleges? And so, I don't know, but I'm sure we cannot train everybody to be IT people or compete, doing all that. We are producing different kinds of people to do different kinds of jobs, and so I don't know, but I'm sure there's I think it was Oliver who said it, that it will also create jobs. But I think possibly that's one of a little bit of fear that possibly we Papua New Guineans may have. But I guess for our own business, for ONPASSIVE, I think I'm so happy. It's so good, and I really like it. Having made these comments, I would like to ask one question to Collins. Collins, when you were saying something, you said you were trying to say something about types of AI. And I kind of was waiting for you to describe the different types of AI, and you kind of didn't go through those different three types. I was taking notes and trying to write down those three different types of AI, and I don't know, you could have explained, but I possibly did not get it. You don't mind going over it again, the different types of AI? Don't go too techy, but put it in a layman's kind of language for us to understand. Thanks.
Thank you, David. I think that maybe it might be good for you or someone else to paraphrase what your comments were and your question. Otherwise, it would take too long. So maybe interpret a bit now before we answer. David, did you want to do the interpretation of what you just said, or you want somebody else?
In talk piece, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay. Thank you, Lynn. Okay, but me tanim lot of pieces. Okay, maybe talk me how much true lo display no plus something or call him AI come inside lo this la long all the products long on passive. I'm good plus something me mas. So alongside the work lo me and me teach lo university. So all this product kind of some all academy na all staff na all this all product. I'm good lo university. So me like him straight. Number one. Okay, now me look more some plenty or good something stuff inside law this law all product where all get something is stable artificial intelligence, something is stable all get the product when good something true, me like him. But not something me talk was look was by plenty by you me thing was no good them kissing work you me plenty you me all time lo producing all plenty young man na very long working work na no good is something he come na kissing place all man very long work now this kind something so you make a this kind correct thinking to stop but I think good he got plenty good more something is stop inside me talk so na another question me ask him Oliver and being Oliver Fontaine being like talk long types of artificial intelligence and talk to us or maybe me no kiss him good. So me like him Oliver Fonte by explain good law different types of artificial intelligence. I'm not going to go through law taking something complicated to mass. No guy law mark law me long understanding. Thank you. I've done it.
Thanks, David. That was perfect. All right, Oliver and Collins will reply.
Let me go with the. I think I'm the one that mentioned the different types of AI. Then maybe Collins can come later with the order. Yeah, I talk about 3 different types of AI. There are a lot of them, but I focus on these 3 because that is what ONPASSIVE uses a lot in that are in our product that are embedded into our products. Like reactive artificial intelligence is one. It's a program that is to learn about the past and the future based on input that it receives. And it also filters the spams. Collins just talked about that we feed the machines with information, with data. And based on that data, the past, it collects the past data and the future data, or the past and the current data that comes in, the machine use those data to perfect. AI using those data now with algorithms to perfect the system. And when they ask them questions, the responses that will come now will be different. If the machine can't understand that question, the techie guy, the data scientist, they will take it and code it so that when somebody else asks that questions, they have the response. Our own mail also, like we talk about, for example, the spam that it filter spams. Our omail.ai will not have spams folder, part of security. There will be no spams folder. This is big. This is really, really, really big. Because if you go to Gmail, Yahoo Mail, you have spams folder, you have junk mail. We are not going to have it. Our own mail will not have it. I also talked about limited memory artificial intelligence, limited memory AI. It uses the past also to improve later use for today. You also use the data, it also use past data to improve. Collins also mentioned that in a different form. It automate and train also. It automate. Since we have automation also, they will have AI embedded, we'll have 100% automation, and we'll have integration. These are the things, these are the 3 main things that ONPASSIVE is leading in the tech industry. AI also uses past data to make prediction in future. Like in security, they can use past data to predict if there's a threat or risk coming to our system. By so doing, the system all will shut down, so that they will not be able to get into our system. Then the techs will come now, try to see what is going on, fix it, then open it back, open the port back also. Then also, it has that ability to read its environment and uses its historic data to make decision. Collins also mentioned it. It helps, it uses the past data and current data also to make decision. Like I think I also give an example about O-Tracker. That O-Tracker with heat map, with one of the features in O-Tracker, they can heat map you your location that, okay, if you can say, okay, I'm living in this particular region, the prices of things in this particular regions are like this, and it can scan all the prices and give you which store or which area has the minimum price that if you want to buy, you can go to that store and buy. Or if you want to own a shop, they can say, okay, if you bring your price down, it helps to make you that decision that if you bring your price down to this amount, or let's say $10, or I don't know your currency, let me say $10, a lot of people come to your store because others are selling for $15 or $20. But you drop down your price, it will propose you the price that if you sell, you are going to have more customers. You can say, okay, $10 is the price. The other stores are giving, they give it for $15, $20, but it will suggest you that $10 is the price that if you sell, and you will still make profit. So it helps you not to make that decision based on the past data that will collect and the current data. The other one that I talked about was theory to mine artificial intelligence, AI. It helps, it has that capability to understand emotions and replicate them. Collins also mentioned that. Such like in humans, our sonar and our traffic and OChat, Collins mentioned that. Those were the three artificial intelligence that I mentioned, because for me, I like these ones because they are what we use, like I said before. Then you talk about Academy. Academy is that tool that will help in PNG. It was going to help because I think it comes with about 6 or 8 different products that is being integrated into. I know about Academy, about O-Connect. I know about O-Connect. I can't remember the others. And it has that dictation alert, like you just mentioned about students that you don't know who takes the exams for them. No, with Academy, with that dictation alert, they cannot fidget. They cannot fidget, and they will know that it's you because you sit in front of your camera, and they know that it's you that you are taking that exam. So there's nothing that somebody will take your exam for, because it has that dictation alert. Collins, please, you can chip in.
Yeah, bro, Oliver, yeah, well said. You just analyzed everything. You just said what I wanted to chip in with Academy, as Mr. David was asking about that. And again, in PNG, PNG shouldn't worry about job loss, because AI will create a lot of jobs that you guys will even imagine. You'll surprise the jobs. The products are there. It will help creativity. People will be creative in ONPASSIVE because there are lots of products that will really change. Some of them, I will use it. We're talking about create. There are, to build a website is difficult. There are how many business people, those who want to will be entrepreneurs going to have their own business. They can use create now to create their own website, design their website, and put their products in there. Come use the old domain, which we have. We have a domain right where they can host their website on domain, and everyone will see them within Papua New Guinea and elsewhere. It will create a lot. One of the things, Papua New Guinea is not different from Africa. The truth is, how our mindset has been, the way that you are a lecturer, you know this. They've taught us to go to school, get good grades, good education and then look for job, wait for the government to create job for you. But how many jobs can the government create? No, people need to be you need to be creative to create job for yourself. And ONPASSIVE is coming out to give that platform where people will not even think like, yes, they can go to school, come back, but it teach them to be creative, where they will not even worry about what the government will do for me. They will create jobs within ONPASSIVE. And again, if you look at our old staff, like, you know, most countries that are there, they try, like you talk about people cut time, they want to hide because they get money, the government will pay them without doing anything. Old staff is there to manage all the human resource where you cannot hide. They have, you have CCTV camera. You cannot tell me, oh, you were not there. You have facial recognition in there. So by the time you come, you have to clock in, clock out. They know you were in there 2 hours. Artificial intelligence will not lie. If you come in for 2 hours, it will pay you for that 2 hours. Because you cannot, except you go and cut my face if I'm somewhere, I have to keep my head somewhere, because that's facial recognition, fingerprints. They are all there. So there is no, as we said, there is no emotion. Artificial intelligence, yes, there are certain places where it will feel, but when it comes, it will tell you, you do 2 hours, it's 2 hours you get in. And there is no way you can cut corner. That is all staff for us, coming to clean. We only pray that most of the government will accept it, because if they embrace it, they will see that productivity, the money that are being spent, you know, for something that are worthless. They'll put that money now in public service to develop roads, to do things, and it will make people to be more productive. You know, I have to take my job serious, because I cannot lie that I've done 8 hours, meanwhile I do only 2 hours. So people will be more productive. People will be really, really attentive. You know, they have old decks is coming. You know, it's bigger than service now. How many people want to work in customer service? Old decks is there to give people all those employment. You know, there are just lot of products. You know, people can make money within ONPASSIVE platform. The money that they can make, be it customer resellers, within ONPASSIVE is something they will never ever believe. You cannot be a founder today, but remember, most of those people in PNG, when they discover it, they will know that I can become a reseller and make my own money without waiting for the government. Everybody will be fine. That's ONPASSIVE. It's coming to change it up, change the world in a way that people will not even believe. No company has ever done this, only ONPASSIVE, because it was built for humanity, to help the poor, you know, to give voice to the voiceless and to those who are weak. So we are just grateful to be part of ONPASSIVE.
I'm sorry, I was muted, talking to myself again. Thank you, Collins and Oliver. David, was that sufficient? Did you want to, if you have any follow-up questions about that, or is that sufficient, David?
Let me see, where am I?
We see
I
you.
think, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, yeah, that's sufficient. I think I'm totally happy. Really good.
Thank you. All right, well, need someone to interpret that. We got Arnold, Elizabeth, Emin, Moses, William, or even David. Who wants to take that? Paraphrase would be fine. Don't have to
Lynn,
interpret.
can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear
Lynn,
you.
can you hear me clearly?
Yes, I can. Yeah, it's clear right now.
Okay, I'll just come in on this one. It's the questions that David asked is exciting me also, so I can't sit still, and
right, go
I
for
need
it.
to speak.
Go for it.
Thank you, David. Thank you, David Long, asking more question. Yes, with our public service, that's the major cost in our budget that takes out a lot of our budget servicing a very big public service. But I know as we come into as ONPASSIVE launch, we are working on introducing all staff to the public service. The minister is a founder himself, so we're going to talk to him. He's already been alerted, and we will be approaching him soon, and we will make that appointment and try and get the public service to hook up with all staff, so we can cut out the cumbersome public service in the headquarters, and they can spread them. The Prime Minister is talking about shifting the public service to the to the districts and towns so that they're not crowded up in Port Moresby. So they can be utilized elsewhere in the provinces. And I know that currently our public service has ghost names. There are ghost names on the payroll, just getting paid for nothing. They're not working. They're not public servants, but somebody has cheated on the system. And I know that as we introduce our staff into our public service, it will just remove that, and that wastage will go, and it will make the public service more efficient. So yeah, thank you, David, for that. And thank you, Oliver and Collins. Yeah, it's really interesting. And I'll just translate in Pidgin this part where Oliver was talking about the different types of AI. I'll just briefly mention on this one. Papua New Guinea, Yumi Tokoklo disla topic belong artificial intelligence machine start long working all work man. Na machine non upsawalo on plus something time yumi put him information goncha long machine now machine by sawe. All right, brother Yumi Oliver, talk long. You got different type artificial intelligence. You know, one plug kind type tasol. You got kind. All right, in chat long on passive. And we talk long triple main AI or artificial intelligence. And one play we talk active AI. Active AI this la machine ya and by kisim information where only been put him gonchad lo past time information lo before and by kisim this la information and make him something na can walk him long beyond now Collins bin Toka. You come na you ask him one question na machine not kiss him. Okay, but talking you repeat him la question. You ask him can second time, still no kiss him yet. Third time no kiss him, and by salim you go one man. Okay, one real man now by tram lo answer him la question lo you. All right, all engineers only kiss him this la question you ask him now because this la question in your style or database or information system lo machine now. So all by kiss him this la information now, ask him lo you. Now all by put him long language lo machine now, and machine now by look sawasem. This la question and stop. Bien, naraplaman America na me ask him one kind question or sem you ask him ya. And now machine and kiss him finish this la answer long him. So and by back him back harap tasol. So I'm talk long active AI ya. All right, narapla I'm talk long limited memory AI. O sem machine ya. I'm no sawe come up with some you say talk brainstorm or by thinking outside long scale long ema. You mean man time man come ask him you question and by you by tram long find him road long answer him la question. You got plenty way by you start lo thinking go outside lo want him something you line him before. Machine no got. Machine and you must give him this la information now. And by line him na bian and by talk him you. So this la I'm talk long limited memory AI. Narpla I'm talk long filter AI ya. You miss our long now email system lo email long Google plenty blo you got Google. Time you go inside by you looking mosem you got place where I'm talk spam this long rubbish is I come na pull up inside long email ya. System blo you me long email address blo you me email by no got this la kan by filter him na by rouse him. One them can rubbish la come inside lo system blo you me this la AI and by stop na look sa lo rubbish and by rouse him straight away. So you mean no got this la box belong this la spam mail ya. You mean no got. So me explain to so this la legally up, but me like surkim to go moyet mosem David and brother David stop lecturer long divine word na me hamamas lo you look lo this la product lo you me long academy. Please go ahead na you make him appointment na you walk him. So by me can try lo kisim all talk one time all engineers blo me long Hyderabad na all by liaise one time admin long you plalo hap na start lo implement him this la product time you me launch him. Thank you. Back to you, Lynn.
Thank you, David. All right, we go now to Emily George Taule. How are you, Emily? Good to have you.
Okay, thank you, Lynn. Afternoon, Olgata. Good afternoon to everyone who's come from the international friends as well. I'm just really happy, and I can really see the benefit of continuing to come to these kind of webinars. When I heard the story of Sona or Sonia, and I remember that the first time that it came on, we were asked to chat with it, and I remember I trialed it, and I must have asked a question that wasn't related to products, and I didn't get the answer I wanted, so I thought I had done something wrong with it. But now it's good to hear from Colleen that perhaps the question wasn't related to products. And maybe the encouragement is that if we don't know, this is where we learn, and I'll know better next time. Next time I meet up and chat with Sona again. My other question was basically that when, sorry, I think the benefit that I'm really glad to hear is that if and when artificial intelligence is not able to respond to the questions, it then refers that to a human person who will then assist with the question. So that's very relieving to hear. And finally, my question was that when they do respond, is this where they also translate it in different languages? So for people like Papua New Guinea, some of those questions will be answered in Tok Pisin. Would I be correct?
All right, before we answer that, who would like to interpret the question or the comment and the question?
Emily can do it herself.
Okay, would you mind? Do you mind, Emily?
Thanks for the challenge, Elizabeth. Okay. No, me Tokosem first time me come here now, all put him this la chat Sona on. Now all been encouraging you me lo, ask him Sona all kind question. So me been first time me come, me try him na, me ask him, me must ask him also, you alright or? Now, me no respond. Na meeting also me been walking 1 plus something wrong na me quickly pass him one phone blow me meeting me bagarapim one but now me line him Collins na Vincent only talk yeah time me ask him Sona suppose you me like beta test him to Sona you me must ask him all questions all related lo all products because machine all line him and finish lo answer him this la kind question na by answer him good lo you me. Also, na this la information now I'm clearly click lo me. Now also na mito ko some benefit lo kam lo all one also you me lining 1 plus something every new webinar you me lining all new plus something na I'm good lo you me lo Papua New Guinea you me no tech survey line. Na nara plus something me ask him also suppose you me ask him question na artificial intelligence and me back him me come. And by translating this answer bloem lo talk pisin too or that's it. Back to you, Lynn.
Right, now we take it to either Oliver or Collins.
So let me start and then Oliver can come in. Yeah, the first list I want to just to correct it a little bit is the one where we talk about Sona helping us with the products. Sona will help you everything in ONPASSIVE. Remember, we have different products, and the different product has different things to do. Like we have our O-commerce and OMAD. That is our marketplace. Company will come there, advertise their products, both physical and digital products. What will Sona do? Sona, when you go and look for a product, like when you go to Amazon, you buy, there's this chat box that can tell you if maybe you have difficulties. So our Sona will give you that response based on the utilization of the products that you are on it. So remember, our CEO, Ms. Alfred, said all the products will have the chat box to aid you through the process, maybe from start to finish, maybe pay and whatever you want to do. The Sona will help you based on that product and how you want to use it, you know. And I just want to clarify that it will cover everything about ONPASSIVE, how you use it. But again, it's not only the chat box that is built with artificial intelligence. All our products from database, data center, they are all embedded with artificial intelligence. They correct the data, they make sure there is no error in the system, they monitor everything, you know, they increase the speed, the volume, the way you use it, you know, is just built with artificial intelligence to make our life easy. You know, the robustness of the products, they are all embedded with artificial intelligence. And then the utilization of the chat box is just to help you. There's just that interaction between humans and the products. If, for instance, you are not able to understand, the chat box will pop up and then give you that support. It's like customer service. Now go to your question about the translation. Yeah, we have translation multilingual, depending on the languages that ONPASSIVE will deem it necessary that, okay, we want this. We are talking about 250 languages. And if Mr. Ash Mofara and the tech team said, okay, we want French, English, or all of those languages, the language that they think is more international and people use it more, they can say, okay, we will implement this language into ONPASSIVE. So that will be the language. If you don't understand French, maybe Spanish, maybe English, maybe that, and then the system will aid you in that. But the only thing is sometimes we don't know how they will implement it, but what we know is maybe you can select the language. So for instance, if they're talking in French, you can just select that, okay, I'm a native English speaker. That's the language I understand, and then select it. But sometimes maybe they can code it, they look at your geolocation and said, okay, Papua New Guinea is Pidgin or it's English, because normally though Pidgin is the native, but the official, maybe one of the official language, the business language is English. English will pop up. Then if PNG is there or the Pidgin, then which means someone say, okay, we want to give this ability to PNG, then you can select Pidgin as the language that you understand best. But if it's not there, it will be English, you know. So they look at the geolocation and then you can easily pick the language that, for instance, you travel to France and you are in India, a native English speaker, the geolocation can be French, but now you have to physically select the language that you are good at. And this will really, really sell in O Connect, because we're talking about O Connect where conferences will come in, you know, conferences will come, because the disruptive level of O Connect is, you cannot even compete it with all the other products, all the other products out there. O Connect will be a game changer because of the multi-language translation where big conferences, just imagine United Nations using O Connect. People sitting, speaking, and it's just translating, signing document, you know, one-to-one, you know, all the features that Mr. Ash Mofara have told us within O Connect. It's just mind-blowing. Some of them, they are not even in Zoom and all of this, and then well protected, you know. So it is, you remember Ash told us, say something that you see, you are reading, but there is no paper on your hand because there is dual screen, you know, where you can be reading using the screen, just put every letters there, but you are talking, the same time, it's just like, I don't know how these guys have done this. It's just crazy, you know. So, and this is something that will really, a lot of conference will come. Don't be surprised, United Nations will use it, or maybe European Union, all these big conferences, because they want to make they want their life to be easy. And then talk about academy too, multi-language, someone studying in Japan, or maybe in somewhere, one of these countries, maybe Arabic is their language, or maybe different languages. They can just speak it there straight. And somebody like Brother David, who is a lecturer, maybe you can use Academy now to put your course, and someone in Japan or someone in another country, they say, wow, I like this, pick the language and then study. And David is making extra money from Academy, you know, as a founder and as a lecturer, because that's a double income coming again. You know, whatever you desire, you want to study fishing is Academy, whatever you think, and the multi-language, the detection, distraction, all of those things, they are just there to help, you know, real-time translation. So it's just mind-blowing. So as I said, Emily, the language is there and the translation will be there, but depending on how Mr. Ash Mofara want to render it to us. But I'm just giving like an overview, the type of language things that can happen within the system. I don't know, Bro Oliver, you have something to add?
Well, maybe wait a pause a bit because
No, you said all.
lot of
Yeah, you said
information.
all.
So let's go to our whoever is going to paraphrase for us. Who wants to step up to the plate to paraphrase what Colin said, please? We got Arnold, Elizabeth, Emin, Moses, or William, please. Just unmute yourselves. I made you all co-hosts, so you can just unmute. Or David, if David can also do the paraphrasing.
Okay, I'll try.
Thank you, Elizabeth.
Hello. Okay, you know got plenty talk more and Collins you walking. David, you want to say it? Okay, go ahead. Take it from there, David.
No, go ahead. You go ahead.
Hello, David. Okay.
You go ahead. Elizabeth,
right,
go ahead.
Okay, when something Collins him trying to talk you know, so by me, Emily asked him long, talk place this la pata sole, I think by me good plan me talk. When you come, time me look like pigeon na talk English, and me I call him talk same. Pigeon talk place, sorry, business talk place play you me, English, yeah. Sometimes you him down, he come to place play me can or country play me can now. Talk. So whether all big plus have a man, bali look lo worry play you mean a heavy play you mean or put him contact lo machine and you mean can sabe. And more leaders now beyond by maybe David can talk on them all, you know, sabe but ask him blue Emily me pili mo sem by me him down you go legally can and something belong all big man or sabe man lombali look supposedly not the working this top place can you go and come up with top piece in all that. But otherwise, I'm all based on English, I'm also international language play you mean, a business language play you mean, is I use him all at the time. So Collins, I'm trying to strong in your Miss Habos and I'm trying to talk Savile, you mean, I'm not thinking too much, not worry too much. I'm going to something I'm always tapiana. You may just go and click in that's all button. Now you can win something stop here and you by you see me. You may try to dig it on side to go and I will like up moyet la panima at no team on I mean. Paul Lombat number even after serving good long or something. Me pili mosem. I think plan is something the animating mission down down. Even after you me yet na. You me scaling bokam. Thank you. Lynn, I'm done.
Thank you so much. I think we've gone through all our comments and questions now. Any last comments or questions from PNG folks? Hi, Emin. Good to see you. You can speak, Emin.
Good afternoon, Lynn.
Hi, how are you?
And I'm good.
Good.
And afternoon, everyone. I just want to ask a question. It's regarding those mobile application in the Play Store. If Oliver and Colin can just explain about those applications that were created and they are now in the Play Store. There's O-Founders AI, yeah. It's an application here. O-Founders AI. Is it one of ours or it's not?
How did it come in?
Emin, you want to interpret your question and then Collins or Oliver will answer.
Yeah. Yes, me just ask him so long. It's all mobile application start lo Play Store ya Google Play Store. Online lo serim round na isla kain lo all founders na all narap all mantu. That's why me like just ask him this la question ta so long. Oliver na Colin long explain him this la application na because no good by central founders do me all but just go ahead na click him this little application, install him little device lo kind of say. This la. Thank you, Lynn.
Thank you. Collins or Oliver? Collins or Oliver?
Okay. We are not yet in the market. So we should wait when we are in the market, then we can talk about that. We don't want to say something that we don't know, and we should just wait when we're in the market, then we can talk about the apps in the App Store or the applications. We don't want to go into the kind of technical stuff here that we don't know. What we are just saying here is what with our IT background, we visualize what is at the back end. But we should wait when we're in the market, then maybe more stuff will come out. Collins, I don't know if you have more to add.
Let me interject here. I think what Emin was saying is currently there are ONPASSIVE type apps in the App Store, and he's asking if they are legitimate. I understand that none of them are, that we don't have any official apps on the App Store and the Play Store, so they're all not legitimate, right?
Yeah, no, we don't.
So that's your answer.
So we're not supposed to be downloading them?
They're
No,
not.
we don't have
We're
apps.
not supposed to
We
be
don't have app.
downloading?
Yeah,
We don't have
no,
app.
no.
No.
If
This
you
is
see
an
anything,
illegal
don't.
offense. Okay.
if there is any app out there, please don't click on it, don't download it until you have official one from your back office. When it's there, Mr. Ashmufra will come and tell us, and we'll be in the back office, then we can do anything out there. Please discard it. We have seen people displaying old wallet type of things. Please don't look at it. Any information, we'll get it from our back office, and it will come from the CEO. Any other thing that you've not heard, please don't even do it. If you see old mail, even they say there is old mail, please, because we've not launched anything about the product, don't even go close. Someone is just trying to get your data.
Okay. Thank you, Collins.
Thank you, Collins, for this. I'll just emphasize on that because we have founders asking this.
They're already sharing them.
You got frozen. David froze for a bit. Let's see.
Yeah. Lynn, can I just come in?
Yeah, please do.
Okay. Well, why I am asking this question is because our founders have already started going around sharing the app and things like that. That's why I was just asking this question so that we can tell our founders to just ignore the app and we'll just wait for the marketing to come on here. That's the reason why I'm asking this question.
Yeah,
David,
let me also.
Oh, I'm
Thank
sorry.
you, man.
David is back. David, are you back yet? All right. Emin, you want to interpret? Because you got an IT background. I think you could interpret this really well. Can you interpret the response so far?
Okay, yep. Papa di gini ya, mi blaga la you go to Google Play Store, you type in O-Founders AI, but you looking mosem, you got logo blong O-Founders, I mean non-passive and stuff on top long. You tambu through, you mi batambu through long, install him this lang application or serum this application go lol narpla founders blue me especially. Or non-founders em larimo like try me install him, na looking when something stuff inside them problem lol. But suppose you want a founder, tambu through long install him this application because market long on passive long all product long I know yet time you may start in marketing blue you mean now. That's the time Papa company but talking me long when I'm all product when I'm something by museum. But from now tambu through long sharing this application go lol not the founders na tambu through lo install him long mobile phone blue by Mr. Posem na wait him instruction come long all tech team blue me na Mr. Ashmufra. Thank you, True. I think that's all, Lynn.
All right.
Lynn, can I add something again? So I think this.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I just want to add something again. So it is good for founders and even everyone because a lot of people think differently. So, for instance, if today Mr. Ashmufra launches mail or whatever products, please let us know where we can get it because I know a lot of bad guys there. They'll go and create an app and say, wow, because it's already out there and people will rush to go and be downloading app. Those apps, they will track you again. So even if the product is out there, we get the information. this is old stuff or this is this. Let us wait. Mr. Ashra will give us the exact position where the products are. It will be in our back office. We can go through it. Even if it's out there, we should know where they can get. If it's a web application, we say, no, it's a web, it's not an app. Please don't go and download any app. It's just a web. If it's an app, would point where it is. Maybe it's in iOS or in which location, or maybe we'll have our own, what Ms. Ashra will come up with. So we still need to direct people where the real products is before they fall in the bad hands. Once it comes out, so I just want to make that, once the products have to go out, that's when you see worse criminal doing something behind to draw people in and say, wow. And when we already know it's out, people will go to the wrong side instead to go to the right side to get these products and use. So I just want to make that, I just want to add that as well. Lynn, over.
Okay, thank you. That's a good clarification. Emin, you want to finish interpreting what Colin said, if you don't mind?
Okay, yep. Okay, what daw sol Colin tok toko sem time Pablo company launching all products na stop long market too. All but talking me plan na direct me plan go straight long when up long using kisim na using this little application. You mean not go na start downloading nothing all application na using because all still man too all time mo looking kind of as soon as ONPASSIVE releasing all product long all still man too all silent na stop all but creating all fake all application now all but put him come out so you bago using all can easily get access to all data blue na this like time so you may buy tabut awaiting this law application awaiting marketing time marketing come up all but direct me plus straight go long when I'm up long downloading this law application that you're using. I think
Thank you.
I think that's all, Lynn.
Perfecto, perfecto. All righty, let us see. Are there any other comments or questions before we wrap up? And I want to offer David the opportunity to speak before we end. David?
Thank you, Lynn. Thank you, Papua New Guinea. Thank you, everyone, for joining us this afternoon, this evening, and this morning, wherever you are around the globe. Thank you to all our international friends. I just want to re-emphasize this message here that this last question has brought up. It's a security issue. So I know that a lot of our Papua New Guinean founders are just running to Google Play Store and trying to load this, download this information. So Emmanuel has basically translated it, but I want to re-emphasize that Yumi Papua New Guinea, please, no can sek nothing na kirap na go na download him. All slakan all copycat product or fake product. All by using or some by looking one kind of some ONPASSIVE product as well. Something officially launched yet. Now suppose to officially launch calling some talk pinisia. You may by kisim instruction straight law one up by you gonna kisim this product. Morgan something by stopping inside back office blue. So you founder, you know can sek na go download him on our club. Something stop inside office blue yeah long store blue yet. So thank you long this land me encouraging you me no can gonna make him na share him all fake products. Plenty blue you me stop inside long all place rural areas time you walk mosem all thing osem through plus something na ball install him lo phone blow na information blow all still man by kisim na all by utilize him lo access him back office more. So you can look la. Thank you, Collins, for explaining that. Thank you, and thank you, Iman, for elaborating on that in Pidgin. Thank you for asking that question, Iman. That's a very valid question here that a lot of us have been querying about in our chat groups. So once again, we have come to the end of the program in Papua New Guinea, our ONPASSIVE webinar. Thank you for this very interesting topic. AI, what it will hold for us in future and what it is to us as a business. So AI will do a lot of things for us. It will, as David, my namesake there, as being fearful about it might reduce job opportunities. To me, no, I see it as this business on passive will actually boost creativity. It will bring up a lot of entrepreneurs on the internet world, and a lot of business will spring up from this, and we will employ a lot of people because a lot of founders will be able to have their own business and create job opportunities for those young students coming out from colleges and schools and universities. So it is a blessing to us. It will create a lot of opportunities for everyone. So with that, I just want to thank everyone for attending our webinar this afternoon, and I'll pass it on to you, Lynn, to close it off for us. Thank you.
Thank you, David Bakau. Thank you for being our host. I think we had a good turnout tonight, and I see that people stayed. To me, that's a sign that people are here to learn and they're interested, and I'm thrilled with that. You know, it's people staying means they're getting something out of the webinar and they're committed to supporting the people of PNG. So I want to thank you all for that. I'd like to thank Marty DeGarmo, because he is the one that actually opened up our webinar tonight, although he wasn't feeling well, so he had to leave early, but we wish him well, send him your prayers, and we want him to rest so he can get better quickly. Thank you to David Bakau for hosting this weekly webinar. Thank you to our OTEC pros who are committed and come every Sunday to present a topic to the people of PNG. Thank you to June Buckingham and Myra Aquino. They are the two ladies that produce our beautiful graphics. And tonight I'm personally enjoying the graphic behind me. It's beautiful, the red and the black, very stunning. So we thank them because they take a lot of time to create beautiful graphics for us. Thank you to John Barilla and Listra Tuak. Those are our chat guardians tonight. So they monitor the chat and the YouTube chat as well. We appreciate them. Thank you to our interpreters who spoke in Tok, Pidgin, and English. They interpreted between the two languages. Thank you to Elizabeth Bade, David Glama, David Bakau, and Emin Dusai. We appreciate Dusal. Well, Emin Dusal. Yeah, Dusal. Thank you very much. Also, we want to thank the people who quietly promote this webinar on social media and also share with friends and family to get more people to come. We appreciate you very much. Thank you, finally, to the attendees, all of you who stayed for the over 2 hours with us. We felt your support throughout the whole thing, and we love you and appreciate you for that. I want to also tell you that this morning we have the OTEC Pros webinar. It is at 10 a.m. Eastern. So that would be in Papua New Guinea. That's like midnight. So for you night hours in PNG, come and join us, 10 a.m. Eastern, and we post the link in the back office. So this is the OTEC Pros new day and time, every Sunday, 10 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time, followed by the Heroes Public Webinar, which is at 1:30 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. For Papua New Guinea people, it will be Monday at 3:30 a.m. I know most of you will be sleeping, but you can catch the recording. I'm not telling you guys to stay up until 3:30, but for the rest of the world who is not 3:30 for, please join us for the Heroes webinar. OTEC Pros speak at it. We'll have Red Redford open it up with an update about ONPASSIVE, and we have Andy Burke speak about the sales perspective. Oh, I gotta allow time for someone to interpret what I said. Who wants to interpret what I said? David?
Lynn, yeah, I can.
Thank you.
Thank you. All timings, Yumi got OTEC Pro webinar, and I come up long 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, Yumi long Papua New Guinea, and 12 midnight. So me encourage him, Yumi all kata long start lo disla because all by tok lo planti something, OTEC Pro. Now all by discussing planting something inside lo side long business lo Yumi long ONPASSIVE. So me encourage you lo come because Red friend by coming, Red friend and Mr. Q&A plus sawe and by come na I'm open him up meeting na all fopla brother Yumi Collins na Bob na Vincent na Oliver all by talk meeting also all talk and about clearing planting something inside long business bela yumi long on passive. So me encourage him yumi ol kata no can sleep too much. Come lo midnight na yumi can watch him na bian yumi can sleep. So thank you lo desla na narpla what's the one? Oh, winners is it? What's the other webinar?
Heroes.
Oh.
Heroes webinar.
Oh, Heroes webinar. Long time lo yumi and 3:30 long morning. So suppose you like harem all webinar, you like round the world, you can stop lo one country na you kalap go lo narpla country narpla 3:30 long morning long Monday morning. So milu simosem tasol lin tokosem. Suppose you don't have long join him, you can kiss him recorded version long and beyond. Plenty or something good plus something also I discuss him inside long this long webinar. Thank you, Lynn. Back to you.
Thank you. Thanks for interpreting. All right, so this is the end of our webinar. We go take it to the gallery, unmute everybody, and you guys enjoy a long period of time to say bye-bye. No rush, okay? I'll keep it going. Let's take it to the gallery and let me unmute everybody. Enjoy the goodbyes.
Okay, now by me.
Thank you, everyone.
Bye,
everybody. Great webinar.
Bye-bye.
Bye from Canada.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye from PNG.
Bye from South Carolina.
Bye, everyone from Thailand.
We'll see you later.
Hey, John.
Bye now.
Bye.
Bye-bye, my
everybody.
Bye-bye from Singapore.
Bye.
Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Have a great Sunday, everyone.
Good afternoon. Thank you
Love you
all
all.
for the work you are doing.
PNG.
Bye.
See you later, John.
Big John. Hey, y'all.
Hey, Richard
Hey, Brother
Lamont.
David.
Richard
What's going on?
Lamont. Richard Lamont.
Good to see you.
Next week.
See you next week.
Good night.
See
Good morning,
you.
Richard Lamont.
See you next Sunday, PNG. See you very soon too. See you, David. All the best.
See you later, Tina.
Great. Yeah, see you later, John. Yeah.
Oh, there's a cute one.
now.
Hey,
Good night, good morning,
John
everyone.
Marina.
Papua New Guinea, have a
Bye.
great Sunday. Blessings from
Bye,
Singapore.
everyone.
Hi, David.
Bye, Tina.
Tina.
Bye, Tina.
Hi, Casey. Hi, Roger. Hey, Robert. Evelyn. How are you?
There you are, Tina. See you, John Batakas.
Hey, Richard.
Put your hands on your chin, Collins.
Hey, brother, Richard.
Today, Lynn.
Basil. Basil.
Thank you all again, Collins, for being here. It's really late for you. Richard Lamont, hugs and kisses.
18 past 7 in the morning. UK
Bye,
time.
everybody.
Bye, John.
Collins.
Bye.
Commissioner. Bye.
Thank you, Collins, for your hard work. Really, really good.
Thank you.
Uh,
Bye.
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 See y'all.
See you later, alligator.